this usage can be regulated. Why we are addicted is because we don't regulate it. There's no things that, all right, I'm going to be on social media from this hour to this hour. And at 7 p.m., I'm going to put it actually in the trunk of my car, like as if I buried it like a mafia buries a body, right? And it's not coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
Your life is going to be different. Like, how much Twitter is enough? How much WhatsApp is enough? Like, do my colleagues at work have to be able to call me at any time? No. The answer is no, right? When does this thing begin is the other thing. I'll tell you what's the worst thing to start your day off on the wrong track is to wake up and the first thing is you reach for your phone. That's why I don't even sleep with it in the room. I consider it like a rat, a mouse, right? I don't want to sleep with it in the room, a cockroach. Don't sleep within the room. I got my flip phone for emergencies. My flip is for emergencies. Anyone want to reach me after hours on the flip? This thing, this devil, is a devil of taking away my attention. It ruins up my schedule. All right, wake up. All right, I'm going to work out 30 minutes, just light work. Then I'm going to then there's Fetch, pray Fetch. Then I'll have a nice cup of coffee and sit with the computer and start working.
Yeah.
That's the first 2 hours of your day or whatever, 6 to 8 or something like that. This thing will throw that off so quick, you won't even know what happened. It'll be 8 a.m., you did 0.
Yeah.
And you feel accomplished because you answered some WhatsApp and you made some tweets and you got up to date on who's doing what. This is such a waste. So this thing has to be buried into your trunk, right? And use your flip phone for emergencies. But it's all about saying this is where it starts and this is where it ends. And that's staying ahead of the curve rather than being dictated and succumbing to something.
100%. Like, I'm sure some people listening to this are like, oh man, this guy he just probably exercises all day. And there's all these thoughts like, oh, it must be nice. He lives in Turkey. He seems to exercise all day and all this kind of stuff. And I understand where that comes from. I understand where those thoughts come from and that kind of stuff. But I can't tell you how many hours people waste. And like, like I run a company. I have a company that does other like I'm not a professional athlete or a professional coach or do 114 for a living. This is just my side stuff. Like I have I have my job, my work, my company, my other things. I have 4 kids. I have a wife. But people waste so much time scrolling, hours and hours. And it's not like what I know is that no one's stronger than the algorithm.
No one. Say again?
No one is stronger than the algorithm.
Yeah.
Like you can't, because what people don't understand, like why the phones are so addictive is that, like if you read the book Hooked, like, they've learned how to hack the dopamine response systems. Like they know how to hack dopamine, how to make you feel good very quickly.
You said nobody's stronger than who?
The algorithm.
The algorithm. I see.
The algorithm is the jet. The algorithm is almost like an F in that it knows you better than you know yourself. Like, it has the tactical advantage. It knows algorithm knows you better than you know yourself in the same way as the nefs knows you better than you know yourself.
Well, Shay, your qareen knows you better than you know yourself. Your qareen has been observing your habits, and that guy's been alive for how many thousand years, that jinn? And
100%.
You're like assignment number 5,000 for him.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the algorithm. The algorithm is your qareen. Like it's infinitely smarter than you, knows a lot more than it's probably listening to us, and so like what you said is exactly right. Like no one's strong. Like that's why you physically have to put it away. Like even when I'm doing a training class, like in my professional capacity, I have to tell the people to put the phones away from their eyesight because I am fighting something that's just
you can't win. Yeah,
you cannot win.
And most people have this in their families. When their families, there's certain times that it's time to be together. The phone can't be in sight. Like you just cannot stop except for reaching for it. And if I'm not reaching for it, I'm thinking about not reaching for it.
I'm telling you, it's again, I don't know what we're doing to our kids between the phone, energy drinks, the food that we're feeding them.
Well, that's why they're all screwed up. They have so many issues. Their teeth are crooked, their eyesight's crooked, their hair is frayed, they don't sleep right, their skin doesn't look good. We're producing a whole generation of screwed up kids.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
it's
our
not that
fault in this in 100%, but there's a lot that we could do.
it's
Like I'm
not that.
really worried about microplastics, but what are you going to do about it, right? But this stuff we can do something about.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, there is stuff, but the problem is, even as parents, our attention is so fixated on these things, we're not paying attention to these kids.
Hmm.
Like even it takes a lot of attention of us as parents to go and monitor what they're doing. And then if I like, like I gave my son his first smartphone when he was 17. You know how hard that is? That's like going to war.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
because his friends started getting him when he was 12. Now I'm dealing with my daughter who's 16, and it's just so much easier to say, fine, just
It's so, and let me tell you something else too is that um, when it comes to these devices, besides all the there are controls on Apple. Apple's trying to win over parents, and
yeah,
they have a lot of ways to control it. But the other thing is that again, it's got to be handed in at some point. Like I put mine away on a good day. When it's a good day, I put mine away
yeah,
and I control it. If I don't control it, it's a bad day, right? It's literally a bad day. The whole day is spun out of control. So I missed the workout, missed this. Now I'm just like, and then you can get yourself embroiled if you're undisciplined talking to people online. You get yourself in, you step on some mines and stuff,
yeah.
right?
Because think about what you said. You had a bad day,
Yeah,
and so you want to feel good. You want dopamine.
yeah.
The easiest way to feel good, and because humans want to avoid feeling bad,
Hmm.
we're optimized to that. That's why the makers of these phones and apps know. They know we don't want to feel bad. Even we don't want to feel uncomfortable with being bored in the bathroom. So they know
Mm.
that. Take these things into. We can't even handle the discomfort of the boredom of going to the bathroom.
Crazy, crazy, man. It's crazy.
Crazy. We can't go to the bathroom without these things anymore. And so, imagine, and we didn't grow up that way. Like
Yep.
we grew up, you and I, without these things.
There was such a thing as boredom.
And it was, yeah, such a thing as boredom. Like,
Yep.
and so, yeah, there is no such, like, it's the end of boredom,
Yep.
and so,
The end of boredom is a very weird feeling because I distinctly remember Sunday evenings. There's nothing going, right? And you are just bored out of your mind all of Sunday afternoon, and you're in a sense a bit depressed by it, and that's a part of life. But then the next thing, what you did is that you reset because
yeah,
now you can enjoy the next thing, and the next thing can be a big deal again, right? Why can it be a big deal? Because you went down a hill, now you can go up a hill. Now the next hill that appears has meaning to you if you can feel something. Now we have a situation where no one is ever bored. So the hill just has to keep going up. There's nothing excites anyone anymore because you're always up, never go down. There was, if you understand happiness in this world, when something great happens to you and you're at a height of happiness, don't try to like keep it going. You have to accept yourself to now have a phase of hard work and no results and boredom and nothing great is happening. That's what I call resetting. You have to reset. And if you just want to be happy, 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 that's like sugar, 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 you're going to get diabetes. And
no,
spiritual diabetes is you cannot no longer see right from wrong. All you want to do is gouge upon happiness. That's
which is the surefire way to misery. And